Making this drug available to the rest of the world is a mandate. It's not a wish. We have to. It will change the world.
In the midst of an oil blockade, power cuts and fuel shortages, this group of US citizens have ignored warnings from politicians at home against travelling to Cuba. They're in Havana, accompanied by Colorado-based physician Dr. Bill Blanchet, to receive a potentially revolutionary treatment for Alzheimer's disease.
NeuralCIM, or NeuroEPO Plus, is a medication that's derived from erythropoietin. Erythropoietin is a substance that's made by our kidneys that tells our bodies to make more red blood cells. It's also produced by neurons in our brain. And when our brain is injured, the NeuroEPO helps the brain heal, stimulates production of brain growth factor, reduces inflammation in the brain, prolongs the life expectancy of old brain cells, and actually induces production of new brain cells.
Researched and developed by Cuba's Center for Molecular Immunology, the drug has been through several years of trials involving hundreds of patients. The results have been staggering.
The first trial they did with this particular drug is called the Athenia trial. You can actually find it in the NIH website in the US. At the end of the first year, 85% of the people on placebo had progression of their dementia. 54% of the people on treatment had improvement in their dementia, and 30% were stable. So 84% had improvement or stability of their dementia. By the end of 3 years, everyone who was stable or improved at 1 year was still stable or improved at 3 years. That's incredible.
With positive results and no major side effects observed, last year Cuba's Ministry of Health approved the drug for patients with mild to moderate Alzheimer's. A small but growing number of US citizens are now travelling to Havana for the treatment. Among them is 86-year-old Russ Buckley.
My wife was concerned about my word finding and mathematical and, most importantly, personality deterioration.
He's been on NeuralCIM for 6 months now.
And I have a happy wife because things have improved significantly. Primarily my personality has gone back to its crazy original self. I still have some word finding problems, but I spit it out and it works. Before, I would call an apricot an asparagus or avocado and never get to apricot.
It's usually friends and family of a patient that notice the changes first. Evaristo has flown in with the group to collect medication for his father-in-law.
He started to become really quiet, and he was just sitting down without participating in the conversation, just being there. He's been on this medication for about 6 months, and he started asking me all kinds of technical questions, which didn't happen in the past. He started being himself again. He's enjoying now getting into the computer, searching things on Google, and even looking at emails.
52 of Dr. Blanchet's Colorado patients are now being treated by La Pradera Medical Institute in Cuba and being given NeuralCIM. He's observed positive changes in many.
These are patients who are being prescribed the drug in Cuba, but we are following them very closely. We do a Montreal Cognitive Assessment, or MoCA. We also do an auditory evoked response, EEG, which measures speed and function of different activities in the brain. And what we're seeing is patients are improving on both those metrics. A dear friend of mine, she was at the point where she could not name her grandchildren. She could not tell me what day of the week it was, what month or what year it was. She could not tell me what she had for breakfast that morning. 6 months later, she's able to tell me what she had for breakfast. She's able to name her grandchildren by children. She told me the day of the week, the day of the month. I talked to her daughter and said, "So how's your mom doing?" And her response was, "Oh my God, she's so good. She's out dancing, she's socializing, she's her old self again." I am seeing with my own eyes, in my own clinic, ongoing improvement in these patients that is just inspiring.
Staff from Dr. Blanchet's clinic in Colorado have also seen the improvements.
It's been interesting to see the differences that the patients have been noticing themselves, but not only themselves, their family members that live with them on a daily basis. Being able to learn more about NeuralCIM and having access to that for our patients and to see the data that it has been working, it's incredible.
This has had such an impact on patients with dementia, whereas the medications that we have in the United States are just kind of keeping patients stable, not improving their outcomes. I think everybody has had a family member who's been impacted by dementia, and how I wish that this had been available for my parents when they were still alive, and to be able to see them benefit from this treatment.
A soon-to-be-released Belly of the Beast documentary, Teresita's Dream, tracks the research and development of NeuralCIM. It meets the Cuban scientists behind it, focusing on Dr. Teresita Rodríguez, who is driven by her mother's battle with Alzheimer's.
I've seen what it's done in Cuba, and the enthusiasm in the clinic about this medicine, seeing patients get better, coming back to life. To talk about it without crying is almost difficult. We have 7 million people in the United States who need to be on this medication.
The drug is now also being studied as a possible treatment for traumatic brain injuries. Historically, this small island nation has punched far above its weight in the field of medicine, and its medical research is world-class, partly driven by the need for self-sufficiency in the face of US sanctions, which prevent the import of medicine and equipment. But Cuba's once-renowned healthcare system, which used to boast the highest doctor-to-patient ratio in the world, is now struggling. On top of medication shortages, backup generators are straining under extended power cuts, and fuel is scarce. Hospitals can now only perform urgent surgeries.
Seeing how wonderful the people of Cuba are, and seeing on a first-hand basis what our policy is doing to make these people's lives harder, to call it embarrassing doesn't begin to describe it. That's something that we did. I'm responsible for not having adequate incubators in hospitals so that babies get to die in hospitals because they can't get incubators because of the embargo, or can't plug those incubators in because they don't have energy. They can't get IV fluids, the frail elderly who come down with chikungunya or dengue, and they could easily be resuscitated with fluids, and they don't always have them. It is so sad that we, the bright, shining city on the hill, is responsible for what we're doing in Cuba. That's tragic beyond tragic.
The embargo, and then the most recent, I don't even want to call them restrictions. I mean, it's just cruel because it impacts the people. And I don't understand why Cuba poses such a threat to the United States that the government has to penalize the people.
And what me and the United States have done to Cuba, it's pretty, almost criminal. Well, it is criminal.
What is this embargo accomplishing that's helping the United States? And then compare that to what would the benefit be to the United States if 600,000 Americans did not become disabled from dementia every year, and we saved $300 billion a year in healthcare costs. Making this drug available to the rest of the world is a mandate. It's not a wish. We have to. It will change the world.